FaceTime moment number 7. Today, I just want to re-emphasize something about the one person. When I talk about the one person and the fact that the key to the life you desire and believe you deserve is you, is to help you understand that you are responsible for the success you want in life. You're responsible for the life you want. You're responsible for the legacy you want to leave. And it is important that you work on yourself. It is important that you take care of yourself so that the legacy that you will leave, not just for your children, not just for your community, not just for the society at large or a nation, but the legacy you will leave in your children. Because most of us, when we think about legacy, when we think about leaving something for our children, we only think of material things. We only think of the buildings, the money, the things we leave materialistically. But we forget the wisdom required. And some of us are complaining today that our parents didn't leave us something, forgetting to look at what they didn't leave something for us, forgetting to look at what they left in us. Because yes, you may not have liked the way your parents educated you, if you were blessed to be raised by parents that took your education seriously. And by education, I don't just mean sending you to school, but taking time to correct you whenever you make a mistake, taking time to advise you, taking time to rebuke you on certain things so that you learn at an early age. But if you look at your life today, some of those things are what have kept you from making certain mistakes, and what have kept you on the path you believe is the right path for you. So yes, some of us grew up in a family where we had nothing. We came from nothing. Nobody gave us something materially. But is there something in you? Is that one thing that a parent, an aunt, an uncle said to you that made you see life from a different perspective, and that has been a blessing to you today? That's also legacy. And because we despise these things that were left in us, we are getting married today, giving birth to children, and thinking only on and focusing only on things we are living for them, which is why we are working so hard to make sure we give them the life we didn't have, to make sure they don't suffer the way we did, which is amazing. But let's not forget to also transfer the wisdom that was transferred to us. That the struggle you saw your parents go through taught you something. And that's why you're working so hard today. Because we are raising the next generation and giving them things without the capacity they need to keep the things and multiply them, which is why they don't value certain things the way you do, because it comes to them so easily. They didn't struggle to have it the way you struggle. So we are responsible to bring a balance, if I can say so, to realize that legacy is not just about what you leave for people, it's what you leave in people. That's even the most important thing. Because you know that leaving things for people and not teaching them how to take care of them will either destroy them or they will destroy it. Or both of it will happen, they will destroy themselves. And that's my only cry. Because when I sat on my bed one day reading my Bible, and I was amazed at the things I didn't know about God. I was amazed at the things I grew up going to church, reading the Bible. While I was in church all by myself, but I was amazed at so many things I didn't know. I just stopped and I was like, how? And I was asking God, like, how was I supposed to know all these things? Who was supposed to teach me about all these things, about purpose, about vision, about how to not just make money, but how to multiply it, how to grow, invest it? How was I supposed to know how wealth is being built? How was I supposed to know all these little things that we trespass above faith and think that because I have the amazing job. I'm having the best business. I'm making the most amount of money, more than whoever in my family has ever made. That means I'm there. And then, you know, the Holy Spirit was like, if your parents knew, they would have taught you. Because my parents taught me so many things until I even told God that even when we meet, even when we see face to face, I will still be thanking Him for my parents. Because, and my prayer, this is the first time I'm saying it publicly. Should I say it? My prayer is to be able to one day sit down with my parents and ask them, how did they, because I asked the question to my father, how did you know how to educate us, even with the minimum you had, even with the little you had? How did you know it was important to emphasize on certain things? Because it's only when I went through a very difficult season in my life where I felt like I had nothing, that I realized that I've always had something, which was the counsel my parents gave me growing up, the education they gave me, the things they rebuked me about, the things they emphasized again and again. And it is because my parents taught us even to value money by letting us work for ourselves, to make money during holiday, so that we learn the value of money and not just spend money because we collect money from our parents and we don't know how money is being made. It is based on that every holiday my father will be like, everyone should think about what he wants to do. If you need money, you come and collect the money from me and start your business. By the end of the holidays, by the end of summer holidays, end of August, you come back to you show him, this is the amount you gave me, this is what I did with it, this is how much I made. And he will tell you, go and use it and buy things for your school and everything. But that alone taught me something, that when I left home and I was living abroad, that thing was still in me, that I refused to settle for the fact that everything was taken care of. My father was paying my school fees, paying my rent, giving me money, like everything. I didn't need to look for any money. Even during holidays, I wasn't going to school, he was still doing it. But in spite of that, in spite of that, I still chose during holidays, after school, which I didn't want to stay in the house doing nothing, even though I knew everything was taken care of, to look for something to do. Which is why I was going to the beach to braid. People say, and I didn't know how to braid. I was learning there. That's what opened up the door to where I am sitting here today talking to you. Because it is in doing that for 2 years, going to the beach to bring people to make money, and the money I was making, I planned to save it so I could further my education, because I wanted because I wanted to become a neurosurgeon. And I knew, although my parents were taking care of me the way they were taking care of me, being the firstborn, there was too much responsibility on their head. So I wanted to be able to lift it up by paying my education from a certain level by myself. And it is in doing that for 2 years that I realized that no matter how much I was making, no matter the fact that the first year I made money, I came back after some months, not even 2 months after coming back in August, I didn't know where the money went to. And I'm like, I don't pay rent with this money. My father was sending me money during that period. The money to eat, he was the one sending. And when I'm at the beach, I don't eat that much. I don't spend that much. And I'm not the kind of person that just buy things because I like them. Because based on the education I was trained in in my family, the education my parents gave me, you don't just buy things because you want to buy or because you can buy. You buy because you need it. If you don't need it, you don't need to buy it. You use the money for something else. So after 2 years of making that, I realized that no matter how much I made, the money was like disappearing from my hands. I was like, what is happening? Like, at this rate, I won't be able to fulfill the vision I have for my life. I have to be able to fund to fund my my neurosurgeon path that I want to become, because I knew I was my second year then in medical school, and I wanted to do that after I graduate from after the city year. So after doing that for 2 years, I realized something is not working here. That's where I had to stop, pause, and reflect, ask myself, what is happening? Like, why is it that I'm making more money, but I can't account for where the money is going? I don't know but the money will just finish. And in stopping and reflecting that, I realized that the problem was not making the money. The problem was maintaining and multiplying the money. And I didn't have the right mindset. I didn't have the right skill set. I didn't have the right heart set. Because there's a mind that goes with it, there's skill that goes with it, but there's the posture of your heart. And most of us grow up with that posture of the heart to learn certain things about the posture of your heart in doing certain things. Because my father always taught me that whenever you're given something to do, make sure you do it well. That talks to the posture of your heart, not just your skills. The posture of the heart, to be honest, to be faithful, to be committed, to be consistent, those are posture of your heart. The Bible calls the fruit of the Spirit. To be patient, to be polite, those are posture of your heart. And most of us have it today, but because we didn't have the material things that comes along with it, we think our parents cheated us, and the devil is preying on it because he's using it against you to make sure you don't teach your children those things. And you will give them all the material things, you will give them, but they won't be able to do anything profitable with it, which is what you wish you had. Every day, like, if only my parent gets me this, if only my parent were this, if only my parent could afford this, then my life would have been different. And you're working so hard to make sure your children have those things, which is amazing. But please don't forget to transfer the wisdom that encourage you to do that. That's why this page is the one page. You are the one person. You are the key to the life you desire and deserve. Because if you are not transferring the required, because children don't learn from what they hear you say, they learn from what they see you do. So if you're not being the person you want your children to be, you might be saying A, but they're saying B, and it's B they will be being too. It doesn't matter what you see, matter what they see you. The reason why I'm able to still remember the things my parents said to me is not because they just said it to me, because I saw it and I continue to see it in their life right now. Because think about it, will you trust somebody that just say things but you don't see them living by it, or will you trust somebody that you see them living by something even if they don't say it? And children are not fooled. It doesn't matter that they are young, that they learn so fast, especially the way children are learning so fast in this age. Some of the things yesterday I was seeing a 2-year-old girl singing a whole song, and I'm unable to sing a whole song by myself. I sing some, but I cannot remember the wordings and sing them. As she was singing the song line after line, I was like, I understand that you can sing at 2 years old, but how can you remember every line of the song at 2 years? That's the world we live in today, because knowledge has increased on the earth. So some of us, yes, we are talking, we are telling our children what is right, what is wrong, but we are not living it, which is why they don't trust us and they are not listening. It might be painful to hear, but that's the truth. And if you're like, are you married? Are you having children? What do you know about parenting? Ask God. That's all I can say. Ask Him. Because when I asked Him that, Lord, you're sending me to talk about A, B, C, D. When they will be asking me that, who are you to talk about it? He said, tell them, I assigned you, I appointed you, and I anointed you for it. So ask God. So yes, I'm all about legacy. I'm all about living a better life for your children. But let's not forget the main, the core of it, the foundation of it, which is the wisdom, which some of us were fortunate to have, but we're despising it and not transferring it to the next generation, and thinking that it's all about working hard, working hard, working hard, working hard, which we are all doing and which we will continue to do. But there must be a balance, if I can say it that way. So legacy is not just about what you leave for the people you leave it to. It's legacy. It's also about what you leave in the people you leave it Two, I pray it's a blessing to you. Until next time, I want you to explore yourself, evolve, and expand. Because it is only in exploring that you learn to know more about yourself, more about what you need, and more about what capacity need to be built in order to hold all the things you say you want, all the things you say you desire and believe you deserve. And as evolving helps you, it's a transformation process. As you explore, you have to evolve, you have to transform so you can expand.